Good afternoon,
Afternoon.
Saro. It's a real pleasure to meet with you. And on behalf of the Belize Institute of Management, we want to thank you for agreeing to this interview, for you to share with us why you consider that RFG would be a good ambassador for our program in promoting sustainable development.
Certainly. Well, thank you very much for having me. RF&G is a member of the Row Group of companies, and the Row Group and its owners are very conscious of the environment. For a long time, we have been making efforts to try to minimize our impact on the environment, and when this styrofoam plastic ban came in, we thought it was a positive step by the government, and now we really have ramped up our efforts to try to move into a place where we're no longer using plastic and styrofoam.
So could you share with us some examples, specific examples of some of the initiatives that you have taken?
Sure. So as a company, RF&G decided that we needed to get rid of all plastic and styrofoam from within our organization. And so we looked around the company, and we realized that we had some places that were going to be easy and some places that were going to be a little bit more challenging. So we started out with some of the easier low-hanging fruit that were available. We saw that our coffee stations, for example, that are open to the public, we were using styrofoam cups and we were using plastic stirrers for the coffee. And so that was an easy switch. We switched the styrofoam cups to paper cups, and we switched the plastic stirrers over to wooden stirrers. And so that was an easy one to take out. Another one that was also quite easy, any of our customers, RF&G customers, will know that when they used to receive their policies, their RF&G stickers for their vehicles from RF&G, it came in a little plastic pouch. And again, that's plastic, and we realized a lot of people would, they'd use it, throw the pouch away, and then that becomes garbage. So what we did is we changed those pouches over to paper, which is biodegradable. Likewise, our policies, the actual documents that you receive when you purchase an insurance policy, those came in a plastic report cover. And again, we said, well, let's get rid of that, and we now use a paper folder, and that's what those come in now. So those were some of the ways that we changed RF&G itself to try to become more environmentally conscious and get rid of some of the plastic that we were using within the office. We then moved our attention more to our employees and our customers, and that's a little bit more challenging because you're dealing with people who make their own decisions rather than corporate decisions where you can say, okay, I'm making this change and then it's done. So one of the first things we realized was that whenever our staff went out for lunch, they would walk down Coney Drive, visit one of the food vendors, and they would get their food every single time in one of the styrofoam clamshells, and that creates a tremendous amount of garbage. So what we did is we went out, looked around the city, and we found some Rubbermaid, we call them Tupperware containers, that have the exact same proportions that a styrofoam clamshell has. So we purchased about 20-25 of those. We put them in our kitchen, and now we encourage our staff that instead of going out getting your food packaged, take your packaging with you, take one of these containers with you, and ask the food vendors to put the food in there. It's the exact same proportions, and so they have no problem with it. And that has been a little bit more of a challenge because you're changing the way people think, the way people do things, and it's not really, a lot of people, everybody in the staff understands that this is something that we need to do because one, it's going to be forced upon us soon, and two, because we are making trash. But just changing the way you're accustomed to doing things, changing those habits is the harder part. So that has taken a little bit longer, but staff are now starting to catch on. And so we're hoping that when April 20th comes around and the ban actually takes place, our staff are in a much better position to be able to cope with it because they've been practicing and they've become accustomed to it. One thing we tried to do for our customers this year is that I'll grab one real quick. We started, we got these reusable grocery bags made, and so we gave them out. We had several thousand of them made, and we gave them out to our customers with the hopes that they will use them when they go grocery shopping. Hopefully not put the groceries into a plastic bag and then put the plastic bag into the bag. But we're hoping that they do use it as a replacement. And so far we've had some great feedback. And again, it's these things are going to go away. So we're trying to position people so that they are ready for it, so that when April 20th comes, this isn't as much of a challenge as it could be.
So have you experienced that anybody who have been resistant to it, know that they have joined with the movement, that they are now advocates for this?
Certainly, there have been people that in the beginning it's something that change is just a challenge. For some people, they don't want to change. And so yes, we have seen that there were people who resisted at first, but now that they've seen the positive sides coming out of this, now that they've seen how good, what a change it has made and to the company and to their lives, that they are our change ambassadors. They go out and say, hey, give this a try doing this differently instead, rather than just trying to do the same old thing every time.
Okay, and final question. We will be continuing with this initiative of searching for ambassadors who have already implemented this practice. And would you be willing to share with us in other forums that we may have some presentation with actual products that you have introduced that you will be able to share for us, and to continue this movement of making this planet a more sustainable one? Definitely,
we're happy to share the successes and the challenges that we've had along this process. I'm happy to hear what other people have done, and hopefully they can help us learn a little bit about ourselves. And so the short answer is yes, we're willing to help and willing to be a part of this movement. Okay, well, thank you very much for accepting to participate with us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much.